we are going to speak about mental health. I'm privileged to host a counseling psychologist. She's going to give us more insights about mental illnesses, mental wellness, and mental disorders. So we are going to have a great discussion here, and by the end of it all, I pray and I hope that you will have more understanding of what it entails about mental health and mental illnesses and how you can prevent as well as management. So stay tuned. My name is Barasa Saenyi. Till the end of this program, I hope it will be insightful to you and all of us. If you have any questions about mental health, you can as well link us up through our SMS number that is appearing on the bottom right of our screens right now. So don't hesitate, give us the questions and we'll answer as we go on. Karibu sana daktari.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Maybe you can just begin by introducing yourself.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
And I'm also delighted and grateful to be hosted by ImaniTv.
Yes.
My name is Petronila Kadaji. I'm a counseling psychologist and a certified NLP coach. NLP is neuro-linguistics programs coach, youth and community life coach. And I'm a specialized in mental health issues, mostly in depression, anxiety,
Yes.
sleep disorders, and burnout. Then I am the founder and the director of Martin Angels program.
What is mental health in our own understanding? What can we say is it?
Yeah, thank you. When we talk about mental health, it's just an health care that you need to give to yourself. Just the way you take care of your physical body
Yes.
is the same way you need to take care of your mental health. So mental health has been ignored.
Yes.
But do you know that in every 4 persons, 1 person is suffering from mental health?
Every 4 persons?
Yes, in every 4 persons, 1 is suffering from mental health. And from our statistics, it
Yes.
shows that most of the adolescents,
Yes.
from 10 years to 19 years, 15%
Yes.
of the world, they suffer from mental health.
Adolescents.
The adolescents.
Why is it that it is such an age group that is more affected with mental health?
I think because of the stigma. Yeah. Mental health, well, the only way to get out of mental health issues is
Yes.
by talking. And sometimes young people feel that they are not listened to. Or they feel they are not, they reach a time they feel they are not worthy. Their voice is not heard. So they keep quiet or they keep it to themselves. So the more they keep to themselves, the more they suffer. That is why we find that most of our young persons suffer more from mental health issues compared to the adults. Yeah.
I thought maybe the adults could be the ones that suffer because they have more responsibility, they have things in mind to solve and issues. But unfortunately, it's the young people.
Yeah, the young people. And then the difference is that now with the adults, the illnesses that come with mental health,
Yes.
that accompany the mental health issues, most of the adults now suffer the illnesses that accompany with the mental health issues.
What about the young people? Do they also suffer the illnesses?
Most of them, because they are still energetic, they don't. Mostly, they will find a way out, but now they they suffer from substance and alcohol use.
When we talk about these illnesses that come with mental health, maybe Madam Kadaji, you can tell us what are these illnesses that come with mental health?
Yeah, thank you.
Just mention some of them.
Some of them is pressure, hypertension.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we have, we also have diabetic, we have Parkinson's disease, we have panic disorders, we have now depression, anxiety,
Yes.
we have stress Those are psychological. So we have physical and psychological. Yeah. So physical, they are the ones that you can easily feel and see.
Yes.
Like hypertension, diabetic.
Yes.
We have the Parkinson diseases. You can feel them and you can see them. We have panic attacks or disorders. And then with psychological, now we have depression, we have stress, we have anxiety, burnout, sleep disorder.
What can you analyze and say that this is the cause of mental health illness?
Before, like when we're having our clients,
yes.
there is assessment.
Yes.
So with the assessment, you assess your client. There is assessment form you fill, and there is one-on-one assessment.
Yes, yes.
So through that assessment, you can tell your client is suffering. Your client is facing this and this. And most of the things that have led to mental health issues,
yes.
it's because of the shutdown, lack of speaking out, stigma, cultures, how people see us. We are told that, like men, you are told, you are strong.
Yes.
You don't need to cry. You don't need to complain. You don't need to be going around and telling people what you are experiencing. So generally,
yes.
you find that most of the time, mental health issues, the causes is our lifestyles. If you are aware of yourself, you know how to handle yourself. That's the same way you take care of your body when you are sick.
Yes.
Your physical body. It's the same way you need to take care of your mental understanding. So lack of awareness. People don't have enough information about mental health. People don't have whereabouts that mental health is a disease. It's a health condition. We assume them. They are very small things that pile together, and then they are triggered with one big thing. Yeah. So
Explosion.
You find that, explosion. You find that most of the time you are suffering, you are having difficulties with your family, and mental health cuts across, starting from home, school, job, and businesses. So you find that it affects us in all our lifestyle areas, and also research says that in one's lifetime, one must experience at least one of the mental health issues. Yeah.
At least maybe you are depressed.
Yeah.
Anxious.
You are anxious, and the two most mental health or common ones.
Yes.
They are depression and anxieties.
How do they display in a person? Like maybe I'm depressed or I'm having an issue. How do I display myself such that you as a counseling psychology can be able to analyze that Barasa is having depression, is having anxiety,
Yes.
they are maybe burning out or something?
Yeah. It's not easy to identify when you are undergoing mental health difficulties.
Yes.
It's not easy to identify mental health matters in one's life. Even personal.
Yes.
Like personally, you can be suffering without knowing. And also your friend, your wife, your children can be undergoing mental health issues without you knowing. Yes. So that is where the challenge comes from. That we suffer, but we don't know we are suffering. Until we start now breaking down. Yeah. So if you are aware of mental health issues and the symptoms and how it looks like on someone, it's easy to tell that there is something happening. But now people are not aware of mental health illnesses. People are not aware of mental health as a disease, as a condition that we need to handle. So you find that the small things that we undergo, the quarrels, the anger, the sadness, lack of interest in what we are used to doing, panics, those are things that identify that now you need help. So there is consistency of fatigue. So you have unending headaches. And then there is anxieties, that is worries. and then there is a lot of sadness. All the time you look sad.
Gloom.
Yeah, then there is mood swings. There is anger.
Yes.
So when you start having a lot of anger, most of the time people start saying, like, nowadays you are short-tempered. You react so easily. You become very reactive, sensitive to very small things.
Yes.
You need to start knowing that you are not okay. You are suffering from something. You are suffering from mental health issues, and you need to seek help. Yes.
What is burnout?
Burnout is lack of interest. Like you start breaking down. Generally it's breakdown. So especially I'll give example using work. Or your performance goes down. You lose interest in waking up and going to work. You lose interest in the things you used to do. So it starts very small, like you become very untidy. So this one, if you have an HR who can easily identify change in the staffs, can easily identify you are undergoing something, and
change in behavior.
Change in your personality. Not really even like behavior. You are a very tidy person, then it comes a time you are very untidy. You are well organized on your desk, then it comes a time your desk is very untidy. And then there is lack of cooperation, there is withdrawal. You start like staying away from work.
Yes.
You don't there is loss of interest completely. So when it goes like that, it comes a time now, because of you don't have that energy. You can't the energy at your workplace and your personal energy can't merge. So you start losing interest. You stay home, or you start absenteeism, you start lame excuses, you start failing to report, even giving your end month reports. You don't work on them. So performance breaks down, and completely you get lost. That is burnout.
How do you handle that?
That is the early stages of stress and depression. So it's easy to handle burnout, because you'll just have to come to yourself, identify what is that one thing that is overwhelming you. Is it that you have been changed from your desk to another desk which you are not comfortable? Is it that your supervisor or manager is new and you can't
so there must be something that
just behind it, burnout. It's just overwhelming feeling that you can't handle, because maybe in the if it's family, there is a child who has really, maybe there is illnesses that you are handling, and there is much that you can't withstand. Maybe your husband has started taking alcohol, you can't understand, or you have lost a friend, a very close person, and it's eating you. So it's just an overwhelming feeling that you can't handle on your own, and you are not speaking out for support. So the moment you learn that you are undergoing burnout, it's very easy to handle, because you just need to identify when it started, when that feeling started, and then we work on it. It's very easy like that.
All right. So it means even the victim themselves or the patient themselves, they can solve their burnout.
Without,
without coming for counseling or visiting anyone.
If they are aware of it. Yeah.
All right.
But if they are not aware, that is when they will break, and they go to the third stage, anxiety.
Now, I'm taking you back to sleep disorder. Sleep disorder. I think when we lack sleep at night, it's something natural and normal. But it's unfortunate that there are disorders. What are these disorders that come with sleep?
The disorders that come with sleep. When we talk of sleep disorders, sleep is one thing that it's very key for body recreation. But also it's one symptom of stress, of mental health disorders. It's one disorder that most people also don't recognize. So there is hyposomnia, there is insomnia, and there is hyposomnia.
Hyposomnia,
hypersomnia, and insomnia.
hyper,
and insomnia. Yeah.
All right.
So there is hyper when, like, sometimes you just do oversleep. You sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep.
That is hypersomnia.
Yes. Then there is hypo. Hypo, you lack. You don't like even sleep. You count the patterns on your ceiling. you are always lost somewhere. And then there is now insomnia, where now the disorder itself. Now the disorder of sleep, it's the insomnia. Yeah. Now you find that when you are undergoing stress, some people will develop the hyposomnia symptoms and some will develop the hyposomnia symptoms.
That's true.
Yeah. So some will oversleep.
Yes.
Because they are breaking down. Sometimes when you are breaking down, you don't feel like doing anything. You just want to sleep. You sleep because there is that isolation or withdrawal.
Yes.
And then there is that hypersensitivity to the lights. So you find that you don't want to see a lot of light. So the best thing is to close yourself behind the rooms.
Yes.
You switch off the lights. You just want the dark.
Yes.
The dark room. So you find that most of the time you are just in your bedroom.
Yes.
Or you are somewhere on your couch, but not welcoming anybody. Most of the time you are just sleeping, and sometimes you are sleeping and not sleeping. So when the cases are so severe, some people will lose sleep. They don't have sleep at all. And some people, when they can't handle themselves, when they break, they just oversleep. It is a disease. It's a disorder anyway. It's a disorder that you need to handle.
And how do you handle that?
How to
Especially
handle
now if you lack sleep, because that is where many people would want to know.
Yeah.
If you are hyper, if you are if you are having hypersomnia, that is, I think that is favorable. But for insomnia itself, how do you handle it when you are lacking sleep?
If you are experiencing insomnia or you are experiencing sleep disorders,
yes,
you need to identify that there is also something that is not right. That is mentally.
Yes.
So earlier on, remember I told you I've done Eastern knowledge.
Yes.
So yeah, I've started in India and in Asia, and with that it helps one to also, I've learned scientific and healing techniques. So scientific and healing techniques, some of them it's yoga, it's meditation, it's calming, breathing exercises. So there are exercises that you will undergo with your therapist,
yes,
that they will calm you down, and you will have enough sleep. And then maybe if you don't get a specialist like me,
yes,
who does healing, then you can get a therapist who will take you through exercises like calm music. You put on calming music, and then until sleep takes you off. Or then you go have your exercises, physical exercises. You can go walk around, go to the gym, calm, refreshen, and take your sleep.
Right.
Automatically you will sleep soundly.
That is how you handle sleep disorders,
especially after you have known where the problem is. Yeah, those are some of the exercises that will bring you back to your normal sequences of sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right now I would like us to handle depression, because that is where most of the people are categorized, and they are suffering from depression. How do you handle depression, and maybe what causes depression? I know there are so many causes of depression, but in your case as a counselor, how do you handle depression when people come to you?
There are stages that we undergo mentally as we break small until we reach to the dynamic one. the dynamic ones like now depression.
Depression, yes.
Yeah. And as I mentioned earlier on, anxiety and depression are the leading in the world. And at one point even I saw 2024 statistics in December. They showed that most of countries and even globally, they are facing a lot of anxiety and depression orders, whereby it's almost even overtaking diabetic and cancer.
Wow.
Which is very sensitive.
Very risky, yes.
Yeah, and it's one of almost the last stages of stress and depression, or stress and stress management. So when we are undergoing mental health, there is stress and fatigue as stage 1. That discomfort that you always feel, and headaches all of the time, unending ones. And then there is that now stage 2, which comes with the burnout. Now you start breaking and losing interest in what you like doing. And then there is now like stage 3, which we can call stage 3, anxieties and worries. Now when you start developing anxieties and worries, you start getting overwhelmed, losing interest in what you like doing, isolation, withdrawal, use of substances. Like you start finding comfort in the things, in other things, and like what you used to do.
The
and
comfort
then,
does not come from within.
Yeah, from within. And now we go on to the 4th one, depression. So depression comes with suicidal tendency into now the stage 4. And depression now is the piling of all these small things.
Yes, the pressure,
the
headaches, the anxiety.
Yes, the now plus the traumas. And now you become so depressed in a way that you don't even know where you are. And now you develop now other diseases. Like now you get to the point you need to see a psychiatric.
Yes.
You need to be put onto antidepressives. You need to be taken to the rehabilitation centers. And the only thing that has led to this are the small things that we ignore. Yeah, they are piled up and we ignore them. The more we continue ignoring our feelings, those unwanted feelings in us, the more we keep piling our anger, the more we keep quiet to ourselves, the more we experience things that hurt us and we don't talk about them, the more we develop depression. So depression carries all other symptoms of mental disorders. And to handle that, one, it's through therapies. Now, when we reach to that state of depression, you need to seek therapies. You need to speak out. Talk to a trusted party. Talk to a person whom you trust completely and know that helps. And then engage yourself in exercises. It's very key. And then calming music. Those are the remedies that will advise after the therapies. Like after every therapy, there is an exercise. That is what people don't know. And then after you start recovering and healing, you find that most people will now start appreciating and even start identifying, so I think so and so also needs therapies because has been looking the way what I've been going through. So you find that most of the time, depression, the end product of depression or the end product of mental health disorders, it's what? Suicide. That is why our government recently just the court passed that they will not be criminalizing suicide and murders as a criminal case, but as a mental health issue. And we are happy about that. Because sometimes you are behind the bars and it doesn't help, because what you suffered it's not what you did. It was an influence of depression or mental health disorders.
Maybe just a general question. Someone is displaying all these signs that we've talked about for the mental health illnesses.
Yes.
I know there are so many, but they have noticed in themselves that maybe they are having anxiety, they are not well mentally. What are the 3 things that you can advise them as a counselor to do in order not to reach at that point of suicide?
One and the foremost thing is to speak out. Speak out. We only heal from mental issues through speaking. 2, currently there is a lot of advocacy and mental health awareness. Listen to them. Listen to them, because that is where we draw knowledge. Like psychological courses are not like really impressed because people thought they don't understand them, they don't know what they carry. And even just yesterday a person called me and asked me, my daughter wants to take psychology, what are the benefits? And then I talked to her and she told me, are you sure it's not just walking around and talking? Because maybe for me what I do mostly is to go to schools, because I learned most of our teenagers suffer from mental health. So I go to schools, I offer mental health talks. Yes. So, and people have known me like a psychologist. They think the work of psychologists is to go out and talk. Yeah. But the key thing when you are suffering from any mental issue, the first step to do is to speak out. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
I know that you are the CEO of Martinez Angels program. Maybe give us a detailed explanation or a description about the program, what it entails, what it does.
I know most people ask themselves, why Martinez? Yeah, Martin was Martin with an E at the end. Martina was for them they pronounce Martina. So Martina from Denmark. She was my sponsor from 2010 to I can say to date. But unfortunately she suffered cancer and passed on in 2022 May. And she lived in Kenya from 2007 to 2016, and then she relocated back to Denmark. She adopted me at an adult age, and she started giving me extra courses of what I wanted. She saw the potential in me, but her interest was to empower young people through self-leadership and realization. So she was doing actualization of young people. But then when we met, our dreams were merged. They merged, because I came from a community where I wanted to empower young people. So when I met her, I asked her, like when I was in college, what can I do to be like you? And that is how she adopted me. So we started going together, moving together, and sponsoring my educations. So I shared with her my concept, and it was in line with hers. That is how Martinez Angels started. It was a dream I had, and she brought it to life. Yeah.
When was that?
When
was Martinez Angel program born?
It was a concept in 2009, and it manifested itself in 2019. Yes. And what we do, we do mentorship in schools. And our mentorship are different from what people offer as mentorship. I measure, one, if I come to a school or in your institution, I must give a talk on mental health. That is one. 2, self-leadership, transformational and self-leadership. It's just not any other leadership, but creating awareness of oneself. what you need to do to be confident, to have self-esteem, to be a leader, to come out and exploit your talents, and also what you can do as a student or an individual to meet your performance. So it's like to actualize yourself. And then 3, it comes with the menstrual and sexual hygiene. Like now we teach on menstrual for girls, and then sexual health for both boys and girls. And then there is we offer sanitary towels, a package of 1 year with 4 panties in it, soap, and a manual in that package. For boys, we offer underwears, we offer toothpaste, soap, and toothbrush. So a package that goes hand in hand. If we go to a mixed school, both will receive. If we go to a girls' school, that is what they will receive. If we go to a boys' school, that is what they will receive.
All right.
Yeah. And it has been so key because personally I've been mentored. If I was not mentored, maybe I would not be what I am today. I've been mentored with different people. And in partnership, now Martina was a Rotarian. And I have been a Rotractor. Transiting to Rotarian.
What is Rotarian and Rotractor?
So Rotarians, we have Rotary clubs.
Yes, Rotary clubs, I understand.
You understand them. So the members of the Rotary clubs, they are the Rotarians. Now they are adults from the year of like 25 and above. Rotractors, they are 18 to 25. Around 20, 25. And then we have interactors who are in high schools. Yeah. Okay. So you find that for them, they are my main sponsors for this program, Martinez. Especially the Rotary Club of Copenhagen in Denmark, where she used to fellowship. She shared my concept, and they bought the concept, and they are my current donors currently. And then there is a Rotary Club of Nairobi North, who are my overseers. They check on what I do and they report back. Yeah. So, and then there is Daisy Nyongesa Foundation. Daisy, we have been working together in other areas for 10 years. So as we grow each other. So she has programs I sponsor, I have programs she sponsors. And we work in hand. So those are my main sponsors and partners. But I call upon anybody who is willing to sponsor. We pay school fees, we buy uniforms, we offer sanitary towels, and we offer kits for boys. And then there is transport, and there is allowances for stationaries. So anybody, if you want to adopt a child, reach out. I want to adopt this girl, I'll sponsor her sanitary towels until she's done with university. Or I want to adopt this girl, I can pay school fees. I want to adopt this boy, I'll be offering the kits.
Now for adoption, does the child become yours?
No.
Just for
just for sponsorship. For sponsorship.
Okay.
Yeah. For you know our the human rights ways of adoption. You can't just adopt a child at that age, but you can adopt one for support. Yes.
And now who are the beneficiaries and the target ones, the target children, or maybe boys and girls?
So
we target.
We go to schools. We do mapping in areas like most people, like currently people are hearing what I'm talking about. They will reach out. I think my community needs support, and then we don't just go. We go there, we map. We identify, is this school really in need of this package? Apart from that, we do research. Do these families, like we go to school, we can't sponsor like 1,000 kids at a go. We tell the principal or the head teacher, kindly give us very needy or very wanting cases of around 30 boys or 30 girls that we can go with them for a whole year and see if next year we can still support them. So we do mapping and research, but it's entitled to the needy children, and then young mothers. Young mothers in the community are also our priorities. Yeah, the teenage mothers, young mothers. When we talk about young mothers, we talk about the girls who have given birth at a tender age.
Yes.
Yeah, and then they are either lead children, or they are struggling to they want to go back to school. I have girls. I have a total of around, since I started this program in 2010,
Yes.
I think up to today I can account for almost 50 plus girls who have gone back to school.
Wow.
And they have done well in
Wow.
their examinations.
That's good work.
And they have also worked well. But the reach out, it's more than 6,000.
All right. Now, I know there's someone watching us right now, and they want to just reach out and ask so many questions to you about the program, about maybe mental health and all that.
Yes.
In just 1 minute, I would give you time to give them your details,
Yes.
how they can reach you in any way, how they can inquire and all that. I mean, your social medias, maybe your contact details.
Yes, I am open to that. And these are my contacts. Email address, it's Petronila Kadaji 9@gmail.com. And then there is my phone number. It's 0727 579 653. And then there is I'm also on LinkedIn, where I go by the handle picardie@ymail.com.
Yes.
And then there is Facebook. The username is Petty Caddy. The Petty Caddy is the PETTIE. The Caddy is KADDIE. And I share a lot on those. I share mental health informations on those social media pages.
Do you have a physical address or office they can come?
Yes, I'm located at Kiminini.
Yes.
Opposite Roots Restaurant. Yes, just at the bridge, entering Kiminini.
From Kitale.
Yeah, from Kitale.
All right.
And then also you can find me in Kakamega at Shimanyiro. Yeah, most of the time I have referrals from Kakamega General Hospital.
Yes.
So you will find me most of the time. I'll be in Kakamega. But if it's one-on-one sessions,
Yes.
we do them from Kiminini.
All right.
Yes.
I think we've reached the end of health, hygiene and wellness. Thank you so much, Madam Petronila, for coming to this episode and for blessing this episode. May God bless you so much. It is the end of health, hygiene and wellness. My name is Barasa Saenyi. Until next time, keep watching Imani Television, and let's keep fit. Let's keep our mental health steady and also active. That is what I can say as I wind up. Thank you so much. Until next time, bye-bye.